Lesson 1-11, Operations with Matrices, focusing on adding and subtracting. So what is a matrix? A matrix is a rectangular arrangement of data in rows and columns. Now it's important for you to know the difference between a row and a column because that will dictate what you can do, which operations you can do when you have multiple matrices. So the rows, you can see here I have 2 rows here, and then there are 4 columns. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this would have the dimensions of a 2 by 4, and it's always rows by columns. This one I have 1, 2, 3, 4 rows, and I have 1, 2, 3 columns. And each number in the matrix is considered an element. And each element has a position and a location. So the first number tells you the row, the second number tells you the column. So A subscript 11 right here just means row 1, column 1. And then if I looked at this one, B33, that means row 3, column 3. That's going to be important when we end up doing multiplication and when we do adding and subtracting of matrices. So first off, some rules when you're adding and subtracting. Actually, before we get to the rules for that, let's just write down some of these dimensions. So I have 1, 2, 3 rows of 1, 2 columns. So this is a 3 by 2. This one is 1, 2, 3, 4 by 1. 4 rows of 1. This one is 1 row of 4 columns. Next, we have 2 rows of 3 columns. This one's 1 row of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns. Next, we got 1, 2, 3 rows of 1, 2, 3 columns. And I have 1 row of 1 column. Now to the adding and subtracting rules. So the steps to follow when you're adding and subtracting matrices: the dimensions must be identical for you to add and subtract, and all you're doing is adding and subtracting the corresponding elements. That means they're in the same position. So 8 plus 9 gives you 17. They're in the first row and first column of each matrix. So that goes in the first row, first column of your solution matrix. And 5 plus 5 is 10. That's in row 1, column 2. So that should be in row 1, column 2 of your solution matrix. So let's take a look at some samples. Here, they're all the same dimensions, so we're going to add them together. So we have negative 0.5 plus negative 0.7, that's negative 1.2, minus 0.5, which really means plus a negative 0.5. So that's negative 1.2 plus 0.5 would be a negative 1.7. Next is 3 plus 3.3, which is 6.3 minus 1.4. So 6.3, let me do this on the side here. So we got 6.3 minus 1.4. Borrow, we got 9, we got 4, so 4.9. And then we have 4.1 plus 1.2, so that's 5.3. 5.3 minus a negative 5, so that means plus 5, so that's going to give us a 10.3. And then the next one, we got 21.3 plus 0.01, so that's 21.31 minus 18.81. So that's 0. 5, 20 minus 18 is 2. So we have 2.50. Next is 1.8 plus 2.5, so that's 4.3 minus 0.8, and that's going to be 3.5. And the last one is 0.32 plus 1, so 1.32 minus a negative 2, which really means I'm adding 2, so that's going to be 3.32. Next, we're going to add and subtract these. Now this one I'm going to show you on the calculator, how you can do this on the calculator. So the first step is hitting second, and then we're going to see where it says matrix. So I'm going to hit x superscript -1. I'm going to edit, and we're going to do matrix A, and that's a 3 by 2. And then I can just type the numbers in and hit enter every time. -2.2, -9, 18, -4. So that one's finished. Now you go back into it. We want to edit, but this time we want to go to B, so number 2. This is also a 3 by 2. So we got 4, -2, 0, -1.3, -9, and 7.2. Then we go back in, second x to the negative first. We want to go to edit. Now we go to C. This is also a 3 by 2. So we got a 3, we got a -5, we got a -8, we got a 5, we got a 3, and we have a 0. Once we have them all entered in, we want to quit. And then we need to go back in, and it's going to be A, and then it's minus second matrix, B, plus second matrix, and letter C, number 3. If I hit enter, there we have our answer. So we have a 3 by 2 in our answer here. So we got 7, 4. We have -10.2 and -2.7. And our last ones are 30 and -11.2. And that would be our matrix. Now to very quickly do this in our head, it would be 8 minus 4 is 4. 4 plus 3 is 7. That's what we have there. 7 minus -2 is 9. And 9 plus -5 is 4. So there we can see we already had it correctly. But that's one way you can do it on your calculator. Next one. Let's just do this one right here. So 6 minus 12 is -6. -6 plus 9 is 3. -9 minus 4 is -13. -13 minus -13 plus a -6.5. So that would be -13 plus 6.5. So that would give you -19.5. Next we have 2.35, and we're subtracting a -2. That gives you 4.35. Then we're adding 8 to that. That gives us 12.35. We have 8.1 minus a -7.1, which is plus 7.1, plus 8 gives us 23.2. Next, we have 17.9 minus 12, minus 10. That gives us negative 4.1. Let me just erase this part here. And then we have 0 minus negative 9, which is 9. 9 plus 0 is 9. And then our last one, negative 7 minus 11 is negative 18. So negative 18 plus a negative 6, or plus 3.2. That gives us negative 14.8. And the last one is negative 7 minus 8 minus 6 gives us negative 21. And that would be our matrix for that one. Moving on to our next sample. Here we need to find out what x is to make this statement true. So we're trying to find out what that matrix would be. So negative 0.9 plus what gives you negative 2.5. Since the answer is a negative answer, I need to add another negative number to it. So I need to think, what do I add to 9 to get us to 15? So that would be 6. So it would be negative 1.6, because negative 1.6 plus negative 0.9 gives you negative 2.5. And the other one, 5.4 plus blank equals 0.6. That means this would have to be a negative 4.8. And then that would be our matrix, what x would equal. Next, we're going to find out what x would be here. So we need to have 17 plus what gives you 17. That would be 0. 4 plus what gives you 8. That would be 4. Negative 1 plus negative 8 would give you negative 9. Next, 8.1 plus 0.1 would give you, actually not 0.1, this would have to be 8.1 minus 8 gives you 0.1. 0 plus what gives you 0, this would have to be 0. 9 plus what gives you 0, 9 plus negative 9 would have to be 0. So that would be our matrix that x would equal. And next, find the x here. So a negative negative 1 is 1, has to equal a negative 1. So what plus 1 gives you negative 1? That would be a negative 2 plus 1 would give you negative 1. What minus 6 gives you negative 6? That would have to be 0. What minus 4.3 gives you 8.2? So that means I would have to add 8.2 plus 4.3 gives you 12.5. So 12.5 minus 4.3 would give you 8.2. Something minus 0 gives you 3, so that would have to be 3. And then something minus 8 would give you 0, so that would be 8. And then something minus a negative 9 gives you 0, so that would have to be negative 9 minus a negative 9 would give you 0. So that would be our matrix. And our last question. The table below shows the data on the inventory of yoga pants at the north and south locations of a spa at the beginning of August. Write the data in a matrix. So really the matrix would be this piece right here. So I have 2 rows of 4 columns. So we would just have the numbers in the matrix. So as our lesson on adding and subtracting matrices.